beautiful people, and welcome to the second episode of season 2. I have some pretty special guests, I guess, behind me. I have Bella, Belly, whatever.
I'm Bella. Hey guys.
and then I have Nina.
Hey guys.
Nina Stallworth, also known as Monster Baby.
What?
Boom.
Rude.
Okay, so first we're just gonna kind of explain how we became friends and then why we stay friends. Why I still
We don't.
Okay, so we all joined the same sorority, and I remember, like, let's do our first times that we remember, like, meeting each other, because I know all of our, like, experiences were different.
Yeah.
Like, we don't all remember, like, the exact time.
Moment where we like realized who each other were.
So, like, the first time I knew who Nina was, I, like, knew her on the retreat. We went to, like, a retreat for, like, new members, and we, like, didn't really talk because I had a sprained ankle.
Yeah, because you could not walk around, and every once in a while I just like look at you and be like, "Good job."
Yeah, and she would like joke about it, and I like thought that she was funny. And then I had texted in the group chat, our like big group chat, and I was like, "Hey, is anyone going to the soccer game, or does anyone want to go to the soccer game? Because you have to get points to like go to our athletic events." And so I went to a soccer game with them, and by then with you and Kaylin, and by then I already knew who Bella was because me and Bella were already planning a Halloween costume together. And
How do you remember that?
Because I remember we were talking about it because we added Nina to the group chat. And we were like, we can't add Caitlin.
Yeah.
Because then we had too many people for the costume. And then we ended up, none of us did the costume.
We all just were like the entire week of Halloween, we were just like, no.
Yeah.
No, not feeling it, no.
But Bella, I remember I met first night out. That's like the first recollection I have of you, because I didn't even realize that it was you until like later on when we were like looking at memories, because I sat in her lap with your cowgirl boots.
How do you remember? I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, she was wearing cowgirl boots, and it was like 5 of us, and then they came and picked me and Stella up, who's my babe, and there was like not enough room, so I sat on Bella's lap.
Okay, yeah, that was before.
Yes.
Before we
and then we went on the retreat, and at the retreat, me and Bella, so Bella's roommate like went to my high school, and somehow that got brought up, and so we were just like, it was Bella's birthday, and so me, Bella, and Dakota sat in a rocking chair and just like talked for so long. Everyone had gone. We were just like around the fire pit.
Yeah, I remember that. That was the first time that I remember like having a conversation with you.
Yeah.
But I don't like. It took from that moment before for me to realize, oh yeah, that was the girl that I did like first night out with and stuff like that. That was the first like prevalent moment because we had such a long conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time that I met you, we were sitting taking the group picture on
Bro,
bid
I
day.
was barely in that picture.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We were like literally
barely.
bid day, and I was sitting next to Anna and you because Anna was with the girl who prepped me, and then like we didn't talk. Anna and Meredith.
Oh, she was big.
Yeah. My pick. And then I didn't talk to any of you guys until I was very annoying on the retreat, and I remember like everyone was just like, Nina, shut up. And then
I don't remember. I remember
that was when I was like Rick and Morty.
No, that's when I thought you were funny still. Now I don't think you're funny. Just kidding.
And then it was the first football game that I remember like connecting with both of you guys, because I posted pictures.
We took pictures before
with all of you guys.
Because I went on a date with her big, like to maybe be my big.
You posted me on your main, and I was like,
I
don't know this girl.
No, literally, it was like main story. You were the first picture, and like we weren't friends, and I just posted all of them.
Yeah,
in a
I remember that.
That was really weird.
And now we're besties.
Now we're here. Now I see them every single day of my life.
Yeah, and if I don't.
Bella and I were literally saying yesterday, even if we're not together,
like,
we always know exactly where each other are.
Yeah.
It's
no,
weird.
and it's weird because it's like you go to college and everyone's like, especially South Carolina, they're like, you're going to meet people from everywhere, and we all are from within 40 minutes of each other, like back home.
Like over
And then every
break,
single time someone's like, did y'all know each other back in high
No.
school?
Usually when I like say that we're friends, I'm like, yeah, they're all from Atlanta, and no, we didn't know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I preface it always.
Yeah, but me and Bella, we know so many mutual
Yeah.
friends, and it's just weird. And
Yeah.
some of them aren't even friends, but like, they're mutuals.
Mutual acquaintances. Just people that we know.
So that brings us to the main like part of this. This is Blast from the Past, the B episode. So we're just gonna talk about high school and kind of like before we became friends. Oh yeah, guys, I have a hamster.
Marissa has a hamster, and I cannot stop looking at him, her.
No, don't open the cage.
Oh wait, I won't be able to, because this is so.
I get distracted really easily. So.
Yeah, but
Anyways,
so
last one best.
because we didn't know each other in high school, so we're just gonna kind of talk about that and how all of us had very different high school experiences.
Very.
So Nino can start.
Okay.
We're gonna
I'm trying to think.
just kind of first explain like what kind of friend group you were in, and
Okay.
like what did you do,
So,
like and like you can go into depth
Yeah.
about your dance.
so high school
This is
was.
your moment to
This
shine.
is. Ugh. So in high school, I danced for way too many hours a week, and those were my only friends. Like literally, because I spent so much time there, it was school, dance, homework, sleep. I did not go to bed before like 2 a.m. because I had so much homework because school was so demanding and dance was
What
so
time did
long.
your school start?
8:20.
7:45.
Bruh, I was 7:10 and I was
Damn.
always late.
No, it was at 8:20, but I had so much homework. Like my high school was so beyond demanding. Like even if you were an on level, like it was just the worst. But yeah, my only friends were dance, and my two closest friends were Alex and Hannah. They're still my two like best friends.
Hannah came and visited us.
Hannah came in and visited us
She's
for
a
my.
tiger.
She
Call
does
me
go to
University.
the other school,
Connor.
The other
The
South
other-
Carolina.
the other one.
Yeah.
But other than that, I had this one friend group that I honestly will get into later because that is my toxic little past relationship.
Yeah.
So I had this big dance group of about, depending on the year, between 12 and 15 girls. And we had our small little friend group. And I knew a couple people in school, and I had plenty of like acquaintances, but there was not a single person that I knew from school that was like someone who I'd hang out with.
Yeah.
But that's just the context of me and my
Now Belly's turn.
schooling.
My overview.
Yeah.
I mean, my high school, like every single year, I went to a private Catholic school. Very cliquey, very like all the girls were mean and like they're just it was an interesting time. So every single year I had a different group of friends, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like I came into high school with one best friend from my middle school, and then it was like we just grew apart. Like we're still friends, but like every year something different changed. So like freshman year I was friends with a certain amount of people, and then sophomore year I had one best friend, and it just ended up not being very good between us. It was just very like toxic, I guess. And then junior year I got a boyfriend before my junior year started. We're still dating.
Let's go.
And my friend group changed a lot after that. And then senior year, I pretty much had a falling out with like every single one of my friends because I feel like I like just grew out of everyone that was around me, and I was ready to move on. I have one best friend, her name's Sarah. We're still best friends to this day. And Knox, yeah, love him. I'm gonna make him listen to this too.
Knox, tune into the podcast.
But yeah, it was just it differed or it changed every single year.
Yeah.
Just because I was like a very I didn't have one friend group.
You were
for
like
4
a
years.
hopper.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it was fine. And then senior year, I guess I branched out towards like more of my boyfriend Drew's friend group and like the girls at his school, which was nice to like find new people to talk to. So that was like pretty much it.
Yeah. I don't know if I like ever talked about like my friend groups in high school. I know that I like talked about like high school in an episode, but that was about like mental health and like all of that kind of stuff. But like in high school, like going into freshman year, I was
What
like
years were you at the school in Charleston? And what years were you?
Sophomore. So
It was just your sophomore
It
year?
was just
Okay.
it.
Oh,
So
okay.
freshman, junior, and senior year I was at North, and then I was at Ashley Ridge sophomore year.
Her high school in Charleston has a farm.
Yeah,
I just had to say
With
it.
pigs?
yeah, and we have cows, and we have baby
And
like
goats
class goats. Like, that's our class pet. Yeah, but so freshman year, I pretty much had like the same friend group I did in middle school because I was like really like active in my church, and so all my friends were like church people. And then I became friends with Mackenzie, Shelby, AJ. It was like our like friend group freshman year, and then I was like friends with juniors my freshman year, and like I was talking with like a bunch of seniors and stuff like that. And then sophomore year I moved to Charleston, which I've talked about. I lived with Kelly, who was my best friend from Charleston. I became friends with like Addie, who is at dance school in Pennsylvania, like at the end. So like right before I was moving, like literally the last day of class was the first time that we hung out. And I only like had 2 months with her, and like we became super, super close. And then I had like the 3 guys, and then junior year and senior year, I started like partying a lot more, and I like got into that group. So my senior year, I had probably like 40 close friends. Like I considered like 40 different people like my close friends.
No.
But yeah,
Not me.
well, like at the end of senior year, it was like a shit show. So like that isn't even.
The end of senior year like doesn't even count to me because
Yeah.
everyone was like already knowing like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna care about you in a month.
Exactly.
So we're gonna start distancing.
I
That happened
feel-
with a lot of people.
yeah.
With me, like something happened between like something bad pretty much happened between every single there aren't that many people, like there are some,
Mhm.
but senior year, like it was all like really bad falling out.
It's because
Yeah.
you realized that you didn't have
That's
to tolerate those bonds anymore
That's
because
true.
you didn't have to be with them as much.
Sure.
There were I'm still very like mutual friends with probably like 20 of them
Mm-hmm.
in our like big friend group, but like the other half, it was just kind of like, see you later, like I'm so glad like I never have to talk to you again. Because it's like you get to your senior year and then you're like, holy crap, like I never have to see these people again, especially when I knew I was going to South Carolina
Right.
and I knew who was and wasn't, and I was like, all right.
It's literally just like you
Goodbye.
might see them in a grocery store
Yeah.
back home.
And
but
it's
like,
just like, hey, like how's college?
But then like looking back on it, like
Mhm.
because I had such like rage towards some of these
Yeah.
people. Like I like honestly in senior year, I was like, I hate these people.
Yeah.
But looking back at it now, which it wasn't even that long ago, but it feels like I lost them like a long time ago. But now it's like I don't have that hate towards them anymore.
Mhm.
And some people, I forget why we even stopped being
Yeah.
friends. Like I'm
No,
literally like,
literally.
what was that breaking point? Like there's a couple people where I'm like,
Like
I
they're
know
just-
exactly
yeah.
when and where it happened. And then there's a lot of people that I was just like, why did we even stop talking?
right.
So
Yeah.
there's just like a lot of in between, but
Yeah. I had that like freshman year and sophomore year, I hated everybody. Like I
Yeah.
was so mean. I was like in middle school, like I talked about, I was a bully, and so like going into high school, I was like crazy, and so I just like literally had a hatred for everyone. And then like once I found like peace within myself, and once like everything in Charleston happened, it humbled me so fast, and I was like, why was I so mean to these people? Like I'm gonna have to spend 2 more years with them. And then I like a lot of like my close friends now like were people that I was mean to, and they like forgave me, which is like what I'm grateful for
Yeah.
them. But like me and Grace Ann, I don't think she's at Stanford, but she like in 8th grade or like going into 8th grade year, I convinced everyone to like hate her, and she was a new girl. Like we were best friends, and then she went to Charleston with my family before we lived there, and my aunt and uncle really, really liked her, and I got pissed, and they were like treating her like a daughter, and I was like, what the heck, like this is so unfair, like blah blah blah. And so I went back home and told everyone to like hate her, and then like now we're like really close, and like junior year I like started hanging out with her a lot and stuff. But
You were just that person.
I was. But I became a better person, like, as time went on and, like, as I realized, like, what I was doing and, like, why I was being selfish and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to, like, find it within myself and, like, kind of, like, when I was humbled, I was very humbled. Okay, so now that you kind of talked about, like, that stuff, let's talk about your
Worst.
belly is touching my hand. Your worst experience in high school, outside of high school, well, like, you know what I mean, like, not in actual school. Belly can start on this one.
Okay. I mean, I was like thinking about it. I don't really know if there's like one specific moment that I have within high school where I was like, dang, that really sucked.
Yeah.
But I think looking back on it, just the same thing. My high school was very cliquey. People were very mean. There were some girls where I literally did not have, and my class was 250 people. Like, that's not a lot.
Yeah.
I think it might have been less than that.
Yeah.
But like that range, and that's not a lot. And there were girls that I probably like never even had a single conversation with, like throughout the 4 years that I was there.
That's weird.
And by the time senior year rolled around, I felt so toxic that I like went online to avoid everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it was like, I know for you, like, you don't obviously have to get into it, but like, I know your senior year was like a lot harder than.
Why did I forget about
Like,
why did I forget?
Your first senior year was like literally like a million times worse than ours.
Yeah.
Like I literally had a therapist and I thought my life was hard. And I had Bella and she told me like her senior year, and I feel like that gave you a lot of awareness, like for your second semester of like, holy crap, these people are not true like friends.
Oh yeah. I mean, so yeah, I actually can't get into that because that was probably the worst experience. I think senior year as a whole, between COVID and between like all, like I lost a lot, like even before everything happened. So I went through like a really bad divorce, like my parents went through it, and it put like, I just got put in the middle. I'm an only child, so I got put in the middle like a lot growing up, I guess. And when this all rolled around, like my mom really tried to not put me in the middle, but it's hard because like I just grew up knowing and wanting to know
Being
everything.
an only child is like, you are the therapist to the family because they force you to grow up so quick because they don't have to raise multiple children.
Right.
They're raising just you
Right.
to basically be a mutual.
And you're like friends, you're not growing up with like other kids, you're just growing up with adults.
Yeah.
So it was so much easier for me like to act older than I actually was.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just because like I literally hung out with my parents.
It forces you to grow up. I'm
Exactly.
also an only child.
Bella
like,
literally
just
is like a
my
mom.
Yeah.
Like she is the mom of the friend group.
That's true. But no, so like really bad divorce, I guess, and like I lost like this one of my like best friends that I had since like we had been friends since freshman year, but we got closer as the years went on, and like we just ended super bad at the beginning of senior year. And I was on the cheer team, and like it just became so awkward because she'd be at the practices, like she was on it too. It would just be so awkward. Like, I mean, it made me not want to be there. And then everything happened with my parents, and I think I fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Like, I did not tell a single person. I ended up quitting cheer. Like, I went online, and I think I told 3 people.
Yeah.
Like, there are people to this day that, like, used to be, prevalent in my life that I don't even think they know.
like
That my parents even got divorced.
Yeah.
And it's not something that I was going to go parading around. Like, that's just not, especially
it
people
comes
that
up
are
in
not,
conversation.
Yeah.
right. And
Especially because of how small your school is too, that like anything
like it would make-
immediately.
yeah.
it'll go around
Yeah.
so fast. So like it was really only, and not to mention it was so much easier because I was online. So I didn't have to talk about it.
Right.
But then people would be like, well, like where is she? Like what's going on?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I told like my closer friends, and they'd be like, holy crap, like I can't believe that happened. Like it was really bad, just the whole situation. Like, and I definitely will not go into detail on this podcast because
No, yeah, you don't have to.
Trauma
if my mom listens to this, I love you. But yeah, it was just like, it was very bad. Like the whole situation, and it made me feel very alone, I think, because first of all, being an only child, you have no one to go to.
You
That
don't have a sibling.
correct.
To just
That's going
bounce
through
off
this.
of.
That's going through the same
Right.
thing that you're going through. Like
no one
nobody,
gets it.
No
Yeah.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but like I didn't have this like core group of friends that I could lean on.
They could just
Like
yeah.
yeah, but I mean obviously it made it so much better because like I had my boyfriend, I had my 2 best friends from school, like that we are still best friends to this day.
Yeah.
But like the 3 of them literally like held me up that
Right.
entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously like my mom and I's relationship just got so much better after
Mhm.
everything happened. Like I don't know what happened. It also combined with the fact that I was growing up,
Yeah.
and I think that situation made me grow up a lot. Like we just got so much closer.
Mm-hmm.
And but so those are like I think the pros that I'd be looking at. But I mean I was just so ready to finish senior year. Like I
Yeah.
was so but like you don't want to walk around your school and feel uncomfortable
Mhm.
like
And be
with
like
who you
everyone's
are.
watching.
right.
and, like,
Not
Yeah.
only that, but like feel like you can't
Yeah.
easily just talk to whoever you want to. Like I felt like I was like hiding
Yeah.
because I didn't want people. First of all, I didn't want people to ask questions because I like damn well knew it was going around on my cheer
Mhm.
team.
Yeah.
Because you quit all of a sudden. Like
Yeah.
Like
I- I came to
Because, like, we're all
I would
fine.
come to practice like crying sometimes, and I had a whole conversation with my coaches, and like they were very. So I had 2 like younger coaches and 1 like mom of the group that like overran everything,
Mhm.
and the 2 younger coaches like they were very like understanding, and but then they'd be like, well, can you at least come to practice a little bit, like, and I was like watching my dad move his stuff out of the house
Yeah.
like at the same time, and I was like I don't really want to come to practice, like to be honest, cheering and clapping for in the heat for 2 hours
For a
3
football
times a
team that
week.
isn't good.
We're not even like competitive. It was like a sideline cheer team.
Oh.
Like it wasn't even competitive cheer.
Yeah.
And
It's for a Christian private school too, so it's not even like
literally it wasn't like but like we our football team was very good. Like
they were.
We
Oh,
won our state championships every year.
Oh.
All 4 years I was in high
Mm.
school.
That's kind of boring though.
Yeah, so I was just
We won
used to
only-
winning.
Only freshman year.
So, but like we were just like expected, especially when the younger coaches came in. Like I was like, they were very strict on us,
Mhm.
and it was just yeah. But they ended up being like, well, why can't you come to practice?
Yeah.
I was like, babe, like I'm going through something right now.
Yeah.
And that was when I was like, yeah, this is just not the right time for me. Like I need to be home. I need to be with my mom. Like it's just. And so then, like, just questions would circle, and these girls that I wasn't friends with anymore would, like, one time I heard from them, and I think one of them was literally like, hey, I just know some stuff is going on. I just wanted to check in and make sure you're doing okay. Like,
Just to
no,
get the
I'm,
inside
yeah.
scoop.
Like, no,
Mhm.
babe, I'm not going to tell you what
Not
happened.
telling you, just be like, yeah, I'm dealing with some stuff. Thanks
Yeah.
for like asking.
Like, yeah, I have some family stuff going on. Thanks for checking in for the first time in 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are still people like I actually over Christmas break when I ran into one of my old best friends. I can't say his name. He was with his mom, and I was like really close with their family back freshman sophomore year, and I was like we were talking, and then she was like, oh yeah, your parents, like she kept mentioning them. I'd be like, yeah,
Like parent multiple.
my parents actually got divorced
Yeah.
last year, and then it's like holy crap, because like you don't realize how much happens in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
So that was definitely the worst moment
Mm-hmm.
that I can think of like recently, and that was just like not only did it alter like my life,
Mm-hmm.
but it altered me.
Yeah.
Because I think it changed. I don't think it drastically changed who I was, but I definitely think it changed me a little.
Oh, yeah.
like in some ways.
Nina, how was it like with a really like young mom, like a young single mom in high school? Because like you guys were like literally, like in my mind, you guys are sisters.
No,
Yeah.
it is very much like she got frozen in time.
Yeah.
Like we're basically like
And like
completely
especially in
sisters.
high school, like
it was
You
okay.
guys
It was
are
very
both, like,
weird
in the
because
same-
my mom actually went to the same high school as me. So
um,
like there were some weird connections. Like people would remember the names of my aunts, uncles, and my mom, and they'd ask if they were my siblings. It was very weird. I was like, oh no, that's my mom and my aunt.
yeah.
people would see me and my grandma together and they just say that was my mom.
Yeah.
That was definitely weird.
People think my parents are like automatically my grandparents.
And it's
which
so
is weird.
Like, can they stop just like guessing these things?
Yeah.
I would say it was very hard just because my mom did not remember a lot of her high school experience because it got, completely bombarded by getting pregnant and having a child. She ended up, a lot of her like high school like history was just guarded from me. She doesn't really open up a lot, and I think that's just like her not wanting to hurt me by telling me things like about her high school like experience and stuff. But I do remember, I didn't know this until I was filling out my FAFSA last year. She didn't tell me that she got a GED instead of graduating. So I think that
It's a GED.
it's where it's like a
diploma,
diploma equivalent, and you just like test out of like school. You have to be 16 or older and like have a reason.
Yeah.
I don't know obviously the timeline of like if she got it before or after I was born, but she got her GED. But like she couldn't help me through high school in the sense that like I am very like academic oriented and I always want to challenge myself. Like I probably could have gone to bed at like 10 p.m. if I wanted to during high school, but because I wanted to keep challenging myself and like put my best foot forward, like I was always like up super late, and my mom never understood why, because she just did the normal high school thing, just grazing through it. But it's just like a difference of people, obviously. But it was very hard because she just couldn't completely understand what I was going through, because she wasn't involved in things. She was just very much like, because she had her 4 siblings that are all within 5 years of each other, so she basically just had her best friends, which were her siblings. But that definitely made it, we butt heads, but it's kind of fun in the long run just because
you guys are so close.
We're just beyond close because we are basically just sisters.
Which I feel like, because from what I've seen you go through for as long as we've been friends, in this short amount of time.
So like 6 months.
In what I've seen, like I feel like the worst part about it is just that like sometimes she just doesn't act like your mom.
Because we are just
the same age.
We are like it's hard because it's hard for me to distinguish a friend and a mom to her, because we've been so close my entire life that like sometimes I will cross boundaries. Like I'll talk to her like a friend and she's like, stop talking down to me, and I'm like, wait, you're my mom, not my friend. Let me switch things up, be a little bit more like different in the way that I talk. But I mean, I am thankful that I don't have to censor myself around her. Like I don't
really censor stuff with my mom anymore.
I don't either.
Now that I'm in college, like senior year of high school, I kind of like watched it, but now I like literally let it.
You heard my mom on the phone like at dinner. She was like, "Are you gonna get that cocktail?"
Y'all know my mom. Like ever since senior year, like my mom and I like something clicked. But she definitely like, we distinguish when she's the mother and when she like needs to act like a friend. You know? So I think that's like the best thing about it is that she's both. Like she's my mom and she's my best friend. She can be both. And ever since then, like we've just been like, we just get along more. Freshman, sophomore year, we butt heads all the time. I mean, all the time.
That was because like I feel like freshman and sophomore year, you're like in your rebel phase.
In that awkward stage of your life where you like don't want to be around your parents ever.
It's an angsty
No, literally, like I like did not ever want to be home, and I was always breaking the rules too, like because of the people that I surrounded myself with. That was also like a big part of the problem, was like who I talked to, who I was friends with. Like they caused me to do things that I should not have ever done, and that really tested my parents' patience.
Okay, and we're back. Sorry, I need to go to the bathroom, and we wanted fun.
We wanted fun too.
So we're
gonna be not sponsored.
I'm sorry if we're smacking Drew.
Okay. So Bella just talked about worst experience in high school, and Nina was about to.
Oh, yes. So My high school was just beyond demanding, like I said earlier, so I can't even, like, really, like, say a time that it was, like, bad. It was mostly just outside of, like, school with dance, because I had no, like, other distraction. Like, it was literally just those people 24/7. And the worst part was, okay, so my senior year, I don't even count it, because the dance group I was with was beyond toxic and beyond just mean. Like, I would cry way too often just because of how disrespectful they were to me and how, like, so that doesn't count when I talk about dance, because it is just so different than, like, my...
Wait,
Hey.
time out.
Oh.
Time out. I was gonna say, I feel like everything I've heard about dance is just so toxic.
Oh.
You always hear, like, oh yeah, that dance.
And gymnastics. I feel like gymnastics is so bad.
Like, sometimes I forget about, like, everything that happened, and I have this really old dance group, my sophomore year group, that I love so much, and we still text to this day, and we're like, wow, I can't believe we, like, stayed through that, like, the entire time. Why are you... She's feeding
Herbie her
Herbie
pixie
likes
stick.
it.
But when dance was really rough sophomore year, because my friends were amazing, but I really wanted to quit because of the teachers. There were two teachers in, like, particular. So one of them, she was our, like, ballet teacher. I loved her as a choreographer because she, like, saw potential in me, which was the only teacher that did. But the issue was that she fueled my eating disorder a lot. She would see me at bar and kind of go up to me, and she'd be like, hey, like, I noticed you're losing weight, like, keep up the good work. Little did she know it was, like, not a good thing for me to be losing the weight I was. Like, I look back at pictures and my face, like, looked bad.
I used to look like an alien.
No, like, I'm, like, and that's why I still struggle to this day with, like, going up and down because of the dance teachers telling me in my brain that I'm doing a good job by starving myself. I never got to the point of, like...
Also, wait, pause, trigger warning. This is, like, late. I'm going to have to add a trigger warning at the beginning, but...
I'm not going to go, like, super in-depth, but, like...
Yeah.
I never got to a point where, like, I needed to, like, see someone. I had a really good self-realization, and I'm thankful that I caught it before I, like, got sick. But when I realized that my dance teacher wasn't really encouraging me in a good way, I was like, well, that's terrible. That was the first part of sophomore year. The second part, we have this big showcase, like, dance performance, and there's this one teacher that everyone hates. There's only one or two people that are on his good side, and it is because their moms worked at the front desk. And, like, that's the whole, like, toxic dance thing. Like, everyone whose mom works at the front desk, they get put in the pieces the most, like, whatever. So we had this one 15-minute dance. I was the baby in the group, and so I was already expecting to not be in a lot. But one time we timed it after we finished the entire thing. It was like I said, 15-minute dance, and I was in 3 minutes out of the entire thing. And nothing hurt more than to just sit on the side for, like, half of the music and just cry every class. One, he would, like, add more choreography, and then he'd be like, all right, you, and you. And I was never picked for, like, a single thing.
Yeah.
And that just really hurt, because I was like, am I even is it worth it for me to stay and dance if I'm only here for the friends?
Yeah.
I can't even go into it without getting so heated about how much I hate my dance teacher. Like, he was the worst human. He has told multiple people he thinks it's a game to choreograph, because he likes seeing people be pinned against each other. He told one of the other teachers that is actually one of my best friends now. She's 26, like, she graduated a couple years before me. He told her that he will put someone in the front spot and then move them just so he can see the reaction. Which...
What?
Yeah. Like, he would
Why?
pin people against each other because he thought it was entertaining to see. That is nasty.
You're gonna put that in your mouth.
No, I'm already done. I already finished it.
Ridiculous.
Herbie is eating
Her
The pixie stick.
Wait,
not a
why are we
pixie
calling
stick.
it pixie
It's a
sticks?
freaking
It's a
fun dip.
Fun dip. Sorry.
Fun dip stick, which is no matter what, still freaking disgusting.
Yummy.
I just videoed that. And your crusty nail.
Oh,
Ew.
I'll add the clip.
Actually,
That's too much work.
But actually, yeah, me.
I think that's really just my worst experience was dance in general my sophomore year.
And your teacher being a booty hole.
Yep.
Her.
What was your worst?
Oh my gosh, thanks for asking.
Yeah, Marissa, you go.
Go.
I think that,
Let's go.
well, Charleston was just like a thing in its own, which I've already like talked about. That was just terrible. Everyone sucks there. Probably like people like, I don't know, like through high school when people like find out that like you're hooking up with people, it just kind of like all gets like twisted, or like guys start to only text you to want to hook up, and just like hookup culture in general for high school was like such a terrible experience. Like I think that like, I don't know, I don't regret I don't regret like any of them. I don't think like any of the people that I've done anything with. I just like wish that it wasn't like expected in high school, and like that makes it like super bad. And then Charleston, and then like senior year, second semester was just awful, because like first semester I started getting close with like my church people who I've already like talked about, and
Tune into C for Church next week.
I already did that last. Oh wait, actually wait, no, yeah, it is next week. Yeah, but I've talked about most of it. I'm just going like more in depth next week, but probably like the first like game days and stuff like that. First semester, I went to I think like 2 or 3, but every single time I would run into people and they'd be like, why do you hang out with these people? Like, they were so rude to us, like, a couple of years ago. And I was like, I don't know, like, I'll give them a chance. Like, I kind of like them. And then they ended up all, like, effing me over. Sorry. They ended up all, like, effing me over. And that was just, like, a pretty crappy experience. Just, like, getting left out of your own friend group. Because it was, like, so our church branched off of another church, and like me and Brandon were the only people that like, and Mac were like the only people that like came from the other church to the new church, and then like new people started coming in and like basically like taking over, and so I felt like so discluded. And then like once I started becoming friends with them, it like, and then we stopped being friends, it felt like I was literally like having to leave my own place, and it just made high school terrible. Do you see what's happening in the background? I
was letting Kirby bite my nail.
But your nail had Fun Dip in it.
Sorry, I was still listening.
Yeah, that was my worst experience. Okay, next.
Fake people.
Fake
Oh,
people.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, wait, I'm gonna start because Bella, I feel like, is gonna go on forever.
I was like,
Everyone from her high school is fake.
literally every single person. I feel like also if I were to go back, I would need to like censor every single like
Yeah.
30 different people to
Yeah.
go through it, and I definitely will just highlight it.
Yeah. Okay, so I was like the party house in high school, and that shows people's true colors. I got my house egged one time.
What?
Because I canceled a party.
What?
I canceled a party because I knew that like the cops were gonna come, and I was just like not feeling it. I was like, I kind of want to just like make a low key night, and so we had a low key night, and in the middle of the night we hear bangs on like my window, and we go outside and it's eggs. And
I would
it was,
never
like,
have another
20
party.
eggs. Yeah, and I was like, you ungrateful little people.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like, I maybe had like 20 parties at this point. And like I'm like, I canceled one and you're so ungrateful. And then they ended up coming to my freaking prom after party for one of my proms, and I was like, bruh, what? Like I should have kicked him out, but
You should have. Why didn't you?
but I don't know. I don't really care.
Anymore.
Yeah. But like that like really showed people's true colors of like who's fake and who's not. And then there's one person which I forgot to add. Madison, which is not her real name. We have code names. So
You really put M Dog on that?
yeah.
Guys, please, like, this is like a response. You guys need to tell me if you think Marissa's nickname is
M Dog.
M Dog.
It's not, but like
Can I go on a tangent?
no, pause.
No.
Okay, but
No, the Spring Break Cats was the first time I've ever heard someone say M Dog.
yeah,
Because about you.
because no one ever says it. I've literally, it's just like it's just a thing from back home, and it's like very few people, like literally very.
Call me
few
M Dog.
people. No, don't.
Call Marissa. This is like M Dog's irrelevant podcast.
Okay, back to the fake people. So there was this one person named Madison, and oh gosh, she was the fakest of motherfucking people, and that was real close. She was the fakest of people, and like I'm still friends with her today, which is kind of hard, but it's not like bad. Like she's very much matured now, but back then it was like, Marissa, have a party. Marissa, have a party. I want to like see this guy. Can you have a party? Like it was just
Using
on.
you for your house.
Yeah, it was on and on. She would use my house. I wouldn't even be home. She would be sleeping in my freaking bed. And like it was just like so much. And it was like it just took her a lot of maturing to be able to like grow, I guess. And like we're fine like now. But yeah, I don't know. It just was like, holy moly, like how can someone use a house so much? And then she started using someone else, and then that person started using her. It just became like a whole big toxic thing, and I got myself out of that situation as fast as I could. And then there's another person, now that I think about it, that was fake as mess. Wait, I have to like think. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. This one is like recent. This person's name is Josie. I gotta like calm and collect myself. So Josie, all of high school, no one really liked her. Like, not even to be like mean or anything. Like, no one liked her. She was so like, she was either mean or really annoying to people. And so everyone was kind of like, no, like, I don't want to be friends with that kind of person, because, like, if they're going to, like, two-time someone else, they're going to two-time, like, me, too. And so I would always be like, no, let's, like, give her the benefit of the doubt. Like, maybe it's just, like, a hard week for her, blah, blah, blah. So we started, like, I started inviting her to things, and everyone was like, why are you inviting her? And I would still invite her. And, recently, like last semester, I was like, what did you do?
She making you pretty.
Okay. Love it. But so last semester, are you gonna do this thing?
No.
Let's do that.
Last semester, I was like talking to this guy, not like talking, I don't know how to explain it. Like we were friends, but it was like exclusive. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I was not talking to anyone. I didn't kiss anyone. Well, I kissed one person.
You were only with him.
Yes, basically.
Okay.
And so, I told this girl about him, and I was like, I like really like him. Like, I don't know. Like, I haven't been doing anything with anyone else. She goes home like on the weekends from her university. We go to different schools. But she goes home for whatever. We're from the same hometown. She goes and she's like, oh, I want to see you. And he's like, oh, I can't. They get the number freaking one emoji. Not like he has her as like his number one, but she has him as her number one, and he's my number one too. So on Snapchat, you get that little like emoji, and for me, it's a knife because I'm like, bruh.
Mine's the devil.
Like I'm like, that's so rude of you. Okay, but so I like told her about him, and then she goes home and she's like, oh my god, like we need to hang out, blah blah blah, whatever. I make up some BS lie, and then make him basically like block her, and I was like,
Are they not talking anymore?
no. But so then I was like talking with one of her really close friends. I went and hung out with her, and she told me that this exact same thing was happening to her with a different guy, and like she was always like, oh my god, FaceTime. And so she was like, no, like this is weird. She like stood up for herself and was like, you literally need to stop going after guys that I'm going after. Like, babe, you're not it. Like, you are not it. Don't do it. And so I come back. We like hung out over break because like I really wanted to see her. I missed her. Whatever. We hung out over break, and I told her about these 3 people that I'm like, that I know and like I'm friends with and that I wanted to hang out with when like I went to visit like where she goes to school. And so I started Snapchatting this one guy that goes to her school, and we like I went and visited the school and like saw him, whatever. We hung out, and I look on my phone like 2 weeks after, and boom, they literally have, like, she has the same knife emoji. And so I texted him, and I was like, she has an STD.
Oh, I don't know if I ever told you guys that.
You did. Oh yeah, I need to preface this by saying everything we're talking about right now, we have already discussed.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
So I texted, and I was like, hey, my roommate, Kelly, I was like,
Is that your skin?
yeah, ew.
It's
blistering.
bubbling.
Scared.
I'm
But
scared. I don't know what was that.
so Taylor and Kelly are kind of from like my different hometowns, and so I was like, oh, like Taylor. I texted him and I was like, Taylor, like overheard, like her friend, like Taylor's friend is in the same sorority as her, and so she was like, I overheard her and like texted Taylor about it, and she was like, oh, I'm trying to hook up with this guy, like, oh my god, like I really want to see him. I made that up too, but like he doesn't need to know, bruh.
You made that up, bruh?
Yes, you guys didn't know that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I made everything up because I gaslit him and then I gaslit her.
Guys, Marissa is still the bully from freshman year.
I think so. She went through character development.
No, listen.
These are
The
some
only
red
reason,
flags.
no, the only reason that I validate it and I justify it is
So
because
valid.
she's done it like to my guy before already, and to like her best friend, and she just like tries to home wreck and tries to like take like the relationships that aren't hers, which is like, I get it, like, bro, I'll give you my sloppy seconds when I'm done with him, but I'm not done with him yet, so you can't have him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, with the first guy, it was like, I was done with him by the time that I found out, and so I was like, alright, like,
This was with Janet Jackson?
yes. And, but with Albert, like,
Yeah.
but I'm not done. I'm not done with that one yet. Whatever.
The first thing that came to my mind was
So that's my spiel of fake people. Now,
Should I go so we can let
Yeah.
Bella take it away?
Dude, you guys literally said that I'd be on a tangent.
And
Marissa just talked for 15 minutes.
Marissa talks the most out of all
She
of us.
does.
hey, it's my podcast.
And it's irrelevant!
Fact.
Plug.
It's kind of funny that you did name it irrelevant.
Yeah, because I'm irrelevant. I don't know why people listen
Oh,
to
wait,
it.
I get
They
it.
do.
I get it now.
I get it.
Okay, you better.
Alright, no, I have a lot of toxic people, but I do not remember a lot of high school because I was
She's always
mentally
drunk. No, I'm just kidding.
That was a joke.
That was a joke. Nina,
Yeah, it was a joke.
Nina was a sheltered girl in high school.
Yeah.
I
no,
did not-
Actually, she didn't. She was never drunk.
I did not hook up with a single guy, like not even a kiss, not even went on a date until.
When was your first kiss?
I had my first kiss in 8th grade, but I don't count middle school relationships.
Okay, your real one.
When was
My
the first
first-
time you like made out with a dude?
Summer before college.
Hey, yo, what? I had my first
Yeah.
kiss at 12, and I think I made out with the first guy.
Bro,
Yeah.
I was 14.
Made out with
I'm telling you, Nina, like I did not do anything but dance and school.
Yeah, she was a loser.
Not at all. I thought it was for a minute there. I'm kidding. No,
a
I didn't.
lesbian?
I'm kidding.
A
Just a
There's
lesbian.
nothing wrong with that.
Push and pee. Anyway, sorry.
I'm
So I tuned out a lot of my high school because I was so depressed. So like a lot of memories like are very distorted. But I do remember there was this one girl. So my best friend Hannah from dance, she also went to my high school. Alex also went to my high school, but she's a year above. So we didn't get to see her as much. She had her own like school friend group. But Hannah was part of this one friend group. And I was pretty close with two of these girls. One of them because she was my best friend from like 1st grade on. I don't know why I didn't talk about her. My friend Olivia and my friend Danielle. I love them both. They both go to UGA. But Olivia was part of this friend group. Hannah, Olivia, this girl Ariel, and then there was this other girl. And she and I met 7th grade because we had like an English class together, me, her, and Olivia. So I think this was sophomore or junior year. We kind of started to form this friend group, and she wouldn't ever let me come to any of their hangouts. So like there were multiple football games where I would have to text Hannah and be like, hey, can you ask if I'm allowed to come, even though let's call her, what did I say I was gonna call her? Ellie?
Yeah.
Even though Ellie was there, like I had to ask if it was okay because Ellie was there, if I could come too. And one time Hannah was like, oh, I'm sure you can come, like everyone likes you, it's just Ellie has told all of us that she has no idea who you are, she's not friends with you, and she doesn't have any like.
Wait, but were you friends?
We were in the same friend group, and we'd known each other since 7th grade.
But you guys were like acquaintances in
We were acquaintances since 7th grade, and this was sophomore, junior year, and she was telling people she had no idea who I was. So that I wouldn't hang out with them. I have pictures of me crying in my car. I had gotten ready for a football game, was wearing all my like school gear, like had like glitter on my face and everything, was ready to go. And then I get a text.
I'll post pics.
From, I'll show you, it's bad.
Ooh.
It's bad. I think that was like
Yeah,
one of my
you
worst experiences.
You gotta send it to
Like,
me so the viewers can.
She literally that day was like, she's not, like I will not let her step foot in my house. Like I do not want her there. I don't know her. And I was in my car and I texted Hannah and I said, I'm on my way. And she said, don't come. Ellie said that you are not allowed to come. She doesn't know you. She doesn't feel like she knows you enough. And she doesn't feel comfortable with you being there. Knowing
Even though you had already like.
that we've known each other since middle school.
Yeah.
So I think that was the most toxic person I've ever met. No, that wasn't toxic, fake.
We're back. Yeah. Okay, so also, for the people not watching, we also switched places. For the people not watching, when we like move,
It's not me tooting, I promise.
it's the couch.
It's really the couch, not the butt cheeks.
I swear.
It's
All right.
really-
Okay.
Bella's turn.
It's my turn. I guess yeah. I have to read. Okay.
Fake people. Yeah, she already recorded
Fake
this,
people.
and then for some reason my phone did not enjoy that,
Yeah.
and the roomies walked in.
Yeah.
The
So we
room.
like had a whole just pause, even though I talked about it.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's why the angle changed. We changed. Yeah.
Yeah, basically freshman year I was best friends with this guy. I've always been like, it was in high school it was easier for me to be friends with guys than girls. I don't know why. Well,
she was
I mean,
a bro girl.
She was a
No.
girl.
never say that again. Okay, so freshman year I had this best friend. His name Marissa came up with Genovia is his name. Genovith. He and I were like really close. I was like super close with his family, but pretty sure he liked me as more than just a friend. And I didn't feel that way about him.
And there's a guy in college that does the same.
Nicholas!
Stop.
Nicholas.
Yes, okay. So anyway, these, basically we... Stop. They're playing with my hair and it's really
Yeah, she
giving...
got a knot, boy.
Okay, get it out.
She's so naughty.
Okay, so I like kind of was just like, ow. I just want to be friends. Ow. Marissa is completely untangling my hair right now. Okay, anyway, and I was just like, no. But like, obviously in a nice way. Like, I wasn't mean about it. And then...
No, I never want to see you again.
And I'm pretty sure he like hated me for that. So, like, but he wouldn't admit it. So like every few months we'd get into these like huge blown out of proportion fights, and we'd stop talking for like a few weeks to a month at a time. And that happened for like 2.5 years straight, I think.
Very healthy relationship.
Yeah, super healthy. It was just bad. And so, moral of the story is we are not friends anymore. I mean, there's like nothing bad between us. Like, we'll talk sometimes, but it's very...
Is that the one that reached out the other day?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you guys still like talk when there's it needs to be said.
Which is
but-
like, but it was weird. So he
Yeah.
reached out to me the other day and he was actually like, hey, I need someone that like knows me really well. Can you help me out? Like, I was like,
Yeah.
what? And the last time we had talked was like 2 years ago. Like, I mean, like,
Oh, wow.
the last time we had text, like, on
Yeah.
iMessage was like 2020. So it was very weird. But, yeah, moving forward, my sophomore year, the end of freshman year, I started getting really close with this one girl. Let's call her Tiffany. She was... Stop.
Sorry.
Anyway, she was my best friend for like that whole year, and she like opened me up to a lot of different experiences and was a really bad influence. My parents did not like her at all. Like my mom was like warned me. She was like, this is not, doesn't look like
So
it's
worse
gonna
when
be
the parents
great.
can tell
Yes,
before
like
you can.
you know,
That is
like,
the
mother
worst
always knows best.
Friendships is when your mom warns you like sometimes even years in advance.
Yep.
You guys don't even know what it's like when your sister, like, because they're
Yeah.
both...
She had never had a sibling be like,
And
yeah.
I, like, my sister, she'll immediately be like, they're gonna backstab you.
Yeah.
I don't like her.
Yeah.
Especially when it's older, like, especially, like, because they go through those exact
Yeah.
relationships and, like,
Mhm.
in this decade, or, like, in this generation,
Yeah.
which, like, I'm so thankful. Like, my sister's, like, my best friend. Like, how
Yeah.
you guys have your moms as your best friends. Like,
Yeah.
Camille literally has taught me everything about life. Like, she's always been my role model.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, wait. Oh yeah, so like
Bad
she just
experiences.
like really was a bad influence on me, and that's when I started to like. That's when like the hookup culture entered into my life, I think, and
Yeah, I didn't start until sophomore year, too.
well, mine was end of freshman. Like
Yes,
the
yeah.
summer before my sophomore
Yes.
year, I didn't do anything except for hang out with her. Like I didn't have a job, and I mean like I was. Oh, also my birthday is so late. Like I was still 14. I came into high school at 13, and
Oh, yeah.
and then I turned 14 in August, right at freshman year, and then because I'm end of August birthday.
Wait, so are you...
So by summer before sophomore year, I was still 14. Like I need to preface
But
that.
what are you right now?
I'm 18.
Wait, really? I thought you were
Our
older
retreat
than
was-
me.
No,
for 18.
I'm our retreat was my 18. I came into college at 17. Like I just like that was also a big thing in my life. Was I was always like super insecure about my age, because everybody would be like, oh, you're so young,
You're like
such a
right
baby.
at the cutoff.
Yes, I could have been in the next class.
Mhm.
I had girls over a year older than me because they'd be like in the
Yeah.
like they were on the older side rather than on the younger
yeah.
side.
Like my friend Hannah, she has a July birthday, so she could be
Yeah.
a sophomore in college, but she's a freshman.
Okay, so she's
So she's
turning
like almost
20.
a year and a half older.
Yeah,
It's weird.
Dang.
not a year and a half, but like
Year and 3 months.
yeah, year and a month.
Math.
Uh-huh.
She's beginning of July, so.
Anyway, yeah, so that was like one thing that I was like super insecure about, and it played into a lot of my relationships with guys, I think, because Tiffany always wanted to hang out with older boys and not boys our age, which really was not healthy for me. And I don't like, it just ended bad. I don't even remember how we stopped talking. Like, I just remember, like, eventually, I just, like, remember, like, one day we just weren't talking anymore, and it was just, like, awkward between us. And then junior, senior year, like, I had, like, one, like, little group of friends before everything happened with my parents, and before I got cut off and cut other people off. Like, I had this one group of friends, and these two girls especially that stand out to me, we'll call them, I really hope they don't listen to this. No, it's Brittany. I don't even know if I should talk about her. We basically just had a really bad...
will not be listening.
Do you think Dallas will? She might.
She might, but she won't know.
Yeah.
I don't think, because Madison doesn't know.
Oh, okay.
And she listens.
Well, Dallas and Stella we have the worst names for these people. They just, like, they were close in my life at one point in time, and we did everything together, and then, like, I stopped being friends with one of them, the other one took her side, like, it was a whole thing senior year. And with Dallas, like, I don't remember why we necessarily stopped talking, and I don't have anything against her, but with Stella, I remember that exact moment we stopped being friends. Like, it was a very toxic friendship. If I speak about it, everyone that listens will know who I'm talking about. Basically, like, this fight happened, and our mom, like,
I don't think
our
we're
moms,
the same thing.
Yeah, well, our moms got involved. She said that my mom was lying about something. And
That is how freaking me and Allison ended. Because of our freaking mom,
Really?
Yeah.
No, like, I was so, but, like, once you start talking about my mama, that's when we start having issues, and that's when I was like, okay, I'm literally so done with you. Like, we had been on the outs, so me and Sarah, like, my current best friend, like, over the summer we went on a beach trip, and I did not invite her.
Yeah.
Just because, like, my mom didn't like her.
Yeah.
And Sarah and I were, like, slowly, like, that she's really toxic. Like, over time we were both like, she is really freaking toxic. Stella.
Oh, okay.
Like, so anyway, because me and Dallas at that point, after she and her boyfriend, after they started together, they're not dating anymore, after they were together, like, our relationship, like, really went downhill, just because I didn't agree with, like, how he was treating her and blah blah blah. But
yeah, well, he does acid now with his 12-year-old brother.
Oh yeah, his brother's messed up. But anyway, I have nothing against Dallas right now, like, at all. I really don't. Yeah. I don't remember why we aren't friends. Sometimes, like, I just think about it, and I don't have any hatred towards her anymore. Yeah. And with Stella,
well, that's why me and Madison are friends again, because it's like, we're kind of like, why did we stop being friends?
But I feel like both of us are too stubborn to reach out again. Yeah. You know, like, I don't think she'd ever reach out to me.
She knows that, like, me and you are friends, which is, like, why I think that, like...
Well, to me, there's no bad blood, and I feel like so much time has passed. It's probably been almost a year since we were close. Mm-hmm. Like, it's pointless to stay mad.
Yeah, and like, when I had asked her about you before we got close, like, she said only good things. Which was
really?
Good. Yeah, because you were like, she was like shitting on her. Yeah. And then she was like, I loved her. Like, we were like really close, and you just fell off.
Well, I think what really made me mad was that she was still close with Stella. Yeah. And Stella, like, really hurt me, and I was, like, really upset with how things ended between us senior year. So, and then, like, Dallas just kind of took her side. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah. But so they just made me feel uncomfortable, which is why I, like, was not cool with them. I'm still not cool with Stella. I don't think I ever will be, and I also don't think they're friends anymore, but I don't know that as a fact.
Dallas isn't friends with literally anyone from high school anymore. Like, she told me.
I'm talking about Stella. I don't think that Dallas and Stella are friends anymore.
Oh yeah, I know, because she, like, Dallas literally doesn't talk to any of them.
Oh, really? From my school?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, they're all freaking toxic.
Yeah.
Like,
And
they're
literally
all
none
toxic.
of them, like, showed up, like, when she graduated, which was kind of like a big, like, red flag.
oh, for her party?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, again,
Only Tiff or Brittany showed
Brittany
up.
did. Brittany is everywhere. Anyway.
I don't know any of these people in these contexts, so it's kind of just funny.
Well, yeah, because I don't really talk, I don't feel the need to, like, talk
on them.
Yeah, there's really no point. I'd be wasting my
Yeah.
breath to talk about them anymore.
Yeah.
Sometimes I, like, wish that I could go back and, like, have one conversation with each person that, like, we stopped being friends. Like,
Yeah.
I wish I could just go back and, like, we could recap on it and, like, not with Stella, though. I will never be speaking to you again.
Stella, we're not talking about you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Stella. I love that. The real Stella, love her. That is not actually her name.
Yeah,
using
all of these
fake
people are
names.
codes,
They're
except
all
for the
fake.
people that we
If
like.
you ever see me typing, it's because I'm typing my code name.
Yep. Stella, the fake Stella, respectfully, we will never, ever be cool again. And all I've heard from other people now is bad.
Yeah.
Bad things. But you know what? You do you,
Yeah.
and I'll be over here.
Yeah.
But Dallas, if she ever does listen and she figures that out, I'll be like, hit me up sometime. Like, I'm like, but yeah, no. I mean, like, I have
We can hang out over summer.
No, I feel like I'd need to, like, talk to her one-on-one first before that ever happened. It'd be way too awkward. It's just like we're both
stubborn.
Yeah. Yes, we are both too stubborn to admit what happened, why did that happen, and how can we come back from that. Like, of course I'd love to, but I'm never gonna reach out to her. Like, I'm not gonna, like, go out of my way and do that. But yeah, but I love Sarah and Knox, my besties. And everybody else is irrelevant in my life now, and now I'm here. Now I'm here with my real
Squads.
Except I get really embarrassed by them sometimes, so I don't
Mostly
associate.
probably me.
Yeah, it's mostly
It's
Nina.
mostly Nina. I don't have a filter. I don't know when to
She's still a
stop.
child.
Ever. She never knows.
Okay, wait. So
Guys, that was 13 minutes.
you talking about awkward cut? But,
Awkward cut. Sorry, guys. She
But-
named the
so-
person.
So you
She named
talking about Stella, like, brought up why me and Allison ended.
Yeah.
So me and Allison, we were super, super close. Like, literally, the entire year was us hanging out. Like, every single day we would see each other. Like, we'd go to coffee shops together, we'd do classes together, like, whatever. We had this one person named John, I'll give him John, that we, like, mutually knew, and I hated his guts because he did some, like, really terrible things to, like, my best friend, and I'm not gonna say her name because then, like, obviously they'll know. But he, like, did some terrible things to her, and then to my, like, other two best friends, he, like, tried to get with them, and they both turned him down, and he was very aggressive about it and was like, you guys are children, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, he was just rude about it. And so I never have liked him. I actually, like, despise him. Like, we never get along. We always, like, bicker anytime that we're around each other. And so something came up. It's, like, prom rolls around the corner, and everyone's like, Marissa, can you please have the after party? Like, can you please have it? Like, we won't be able to have it. And I was already planning on going to a different after party. And I was like, I'll have the first one, but the second one, like, I'm going to do my own thing. And they were like, no, please, like, please call your mom. They made me call my mom, like, in front of them. And I talked to my mom, and my mom obviously said yes. And so we had our first after party.
Wait, hold on.
What?
Are you, like, didn't you already go? Didn't you already speak? Are you talking again?
Yeah.
Okay.
But because you
Yeah, I made you think of that. Okay, keep going.
And so, we, like, had that first after party, and then the second after party rolls around. It's the morning of prom, and they're like, actually, like, we're gonna have a sleepover. And I was like,
Who said that?
okay, Allison said that.
Oh, okay.
And she was like, I was like, okay, like that's fine. I was just kind of like irritated because I was like, what the heck? And then in the next morning, she had ended up hanging out with John, and I was so mad because like prom was like the night that like he did some like pretty trashy things to like my friend, and I was like, bro, like what if that happened to you or something like that? Obviously it wouldn't, because like he is like an 8 and she is like not.
She is like not.
Yeah, respectfully, but like it was just kind of like, bro, what the heck? Like I had an after party for you guys. Like I had to find plans that day to like figure out what I was doing, because I still had to bring like 2 other people along with me. So I figured it out, and it was like super fun. But we like everything kind of blew up. Her mom that night had gone out with my mom to dinner, and she was being so rude, and she was like, I hate parents that let their kids go out and party and drink and like whatever the heck. And my mom was just sitting there, and she was like, little do you know your daughter is doing this at our house, and like I'm being responsible. But my mom kept her mouth shut. Like she was like really civil about it, but she was lying for Allison. And so my mom talked to me about it, and we were like at dinner one time, and she like brought something up about my mom, and I was like, yeah, like just so you know, your mom made my mom really uncomfortable, and if you like do this again and like you don't tell your mom that you're over at my house and like what you're doing, you will not be allowed over. Like my mom will be pissed. Like I told her that because like my mom, like I love her, and she does put up with a lot of crap, and she like lets people like basically walk over her, which is like not fair to her.
Yeah.
And so we like kind of just like let it settle. We hung out a little bit. It was like very distant though. Like you could feel how distant it was. And then me and like her friend became like best friends, and I'm still like close with her now. But it like blew up, and we like literally sat in my room for like an hour discussing everything. But it was like she had like basically like bullet points of what she wanted to tell me that was my fault, and tried to gaslight me and like turn it on me, and every single thing that she's had I had a rebuttal for. And literally at the end of the day, everything was her fault. And she tried to blame me for it. And she tried to like make me feel wrong, and like made me like basically like tell my mom to like go F herself.
No,
like,
that's exactly like I was pissed. Like it was something so stupid too. Like she said that like fuck it. Oh, sorry guys. Trigger warning. Basically, her mom said to Stella's mom said that my mother told the school she had COVID. And I was like, why would my mom do that?
Wait,
like
your mom said that Stella's mom had COVID to the school.
No, Stella's mom told the school Stella's mom told Stella that my mother told our school that she had COVID, that Stella had COVID. Because basically I had just been with Stella gets COVID, I'm freaking out because it was like literally like peak 2020 August, and I was like, crap, like I really don't want it. I was like, I really don't want to get COVID, like blah blah blah. And then her mom says that my mother was the one that told the school. And I was like,
reported her COVID case?
Yes, and I was like, why would my mom do that? Like I even asked my mom, I was just like, is this true? And I was like, no,
why would you
what?
really need to be involved?
When moms get involved, it just makes everything so much
absolutely, absolutely. And the way that she was talking to me, I literally was like, Stella, I am not lying to you. Like, I swear to God, I am telling you the truth. My mother would not do that. Like, I promise you. I don't know where she got that information. First of all, you have to tell the school anyway. Like, it's like, it's like law. Like, you have to freaking tell them that you have it anyway. So why would my mom tell them? And like, it's my mom. My mom was like, sorry mom. she wasn't really involved with my school at all.
Yeah.
So what makes you think that she, like, if
She
anything,
would go to the principal and be like, hey, actually, Stella has COVID.
like, why would she say that?
Yeah.
And first of all, it was Stella's mom was super involved with the school, and like, she was like, I think she was like a counselor or something. I can't remember what the title was, but she ended up working for the school. Like, she was very involved with like the religious side of everything that happened. Like
a chaplain.
Yeah, sort of. I don't really remember what the name was, but like very involved. Like, I don't even know how it happened. Like, but the way that she was talking about, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, and this is just like from my core memory. I mean, literally almost a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
But oh my god, I was so mad. I was like, she literally was like, no, your mom's lying. I was like, babe, you say that one more time and it's backhand. Like, I was like, do not ever, like, don't call my mom. Like, I wouldn't lie about that either. Like, I want to just like preface that I would never do that. And it really, really bothered me that she even like, and we were best friends, and she wouldn't even hear me out.
Yeah.
Like, that was the worst part, was that she had it set in her head that like her mother was telling the truth, and that like she wouldn't even take what I had to say.
Yeah.
And like, I get it to your mom, but like she had a lot of issues with her mom over like the years, and it was just bad.
Some people, like, we had like our Swanee moms,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was like the Swanee bubble, and like you knew not to cross those mothers because every little bit of your like life is immediately out there. Immediately out there. Like, if anything got back to them, like if you go to a party and you end up like blacking, if you end up like throwing out there, something like that, like everyone knows. Everyone in the whole like town knows, and it's just so annoying.
That was just the end. That, I mean, like, it was also like senior year, didn't have to put up with it. I wasn't going to, and I had no room for somebody that was going to act like that in my life.
Yeah.
And it really, but it, like, I think the worst part was just that, like, I lost other people because of it.
Yeah.
Like, that, it, like, just turned into, like, a domino
that's how mine
effect.
was. Like, mine was, like, I lost Allison, and then everyone was like, oh, you were lying, because she told everyone that I was lying.
Yes, that's exactly what Stella did.
Lying about, like, her sleeping over
exactly
the night before, and I was like, bro, you have, like, it just, and even like my close friend now, she still hasn't stuck up for me and hasn't told people, oh yeah, we were lying.
Yeah.
She told us like immediately after, like when we started becoming close, she told us and never told them, and I was like, bro,
yeah, that's annoying.
What the heck?
Yeah.
And we're back with part 4. This part is past relationships. We've pretty much gone in like full detail of like past friendships. So now we're gonna talk about things, boyfriends, hookups, like basically whatever. These are like current for
These are very current.
Am I talking current?
Can Nina go first?
Can.
Nina's going first.
I don't know if talking
would-
current would be
I would
correct.
100%. But if you didn't talk
Bro, this is
current, then
part
you would have
4.
nothing
No
to
one's-
talk about.
Do you think that they'd even make it to
This love.
No, I catch what she said. You said if you didn't talk about current, you'd have nothing.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about like friend relationships, and then, but I guess I can talk about certain.
Yeah, you
recent
can
ones.
just give them names.
Should I talk about Greg?
Can you just talk about all of them and name them?
Yeah, please.
Thank you.
Okay. Can you not touch my laptop?
You can't even
That's
see
my bad.
Bella in.
No,
So,
I know, I didn't want to be in it. I'm
Let's-
laying on the floor now.
all right. Let's just talk. So basically, Nina was very sheltered in high school. Had no time for things. Just living life. So this past summer was my first time where my mom and I were on a level where we could talk about me like hanging out with boys. So over my senior year, the first time I ever like went through with a boy, like there were some boys in high school that would like try to talk to me, but because my mom was so strict, I didn't like do anything with them because I was always like, oh, like my mom said no. Like, or because I was too even scared to ask my mom to hang out with boys.
Did you ever sneak out in high school?
I did once, but it was because I was already at another friend's house, which we are not friends anymore because she was the one who influenced me to like do terrible things for a little bit. Before I cut her off.
One of those kids that was like, I'm not doing bad things.
Yeah, no, I was like, my mommy's gonna find out. I'm still like that. You know I still am. I'm like, my mom's gonna track me and see things. She doesn't actually care. Like, I know for a fact that she'll see that I'm at random places and she's just like, okay.
Wait, you still have Life 360 with your mom?
I find my iPhone. I've
iPhone
never
too.
had Life 360.
But over Christmas break, I got in a fight with my dad and I turned it off.
I don't think mine's on anymore.
I've never had Life 360. My mom trusts me enough to know how to like track me in that sense.
But Find My iPhone is way worse because you can't turn it off. Like you have to
I literally
a password and make it a freaking email.
You literally don't know if it's on or off.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if mine's on or off.
I have no clue. But there was this one guy that, like, the definition of ghosting happened. So he was in my Spanish class. I think we're gonna call him Poster because that's what I actually used to call him. But basically, Poster, he asked me out on a date because it was really weird. Like, basically, I got quarantined, Poster. I was in quarantine because my mom had COVID, and him and I had, like, a project together in Spanish. And so, like, we just got to, like, talking about, like, normal life things, and we had a lot in common. Like, we both, like, had just, like, a lot in common. We clicked really well. So he invited me out to... Sus. So Bella's typing on our computers. we're like live in the studio. No, I'm saying we're live in studio. All three of our laptops just lined up.
Imagine if we just flipped it around and showed them all the names that we have right now.
But imposter.
Basically, I just typed out Poster on our shared doc, and then I put imposter. It was a wave. You had to be there. You had to be there.
You had to be there. It was funny. Poster took me out to breakfast at this really cute place near our house, and we like had this really fun plan. Like we were gonna go to Crumble Cookie, and we were gonna go to the breakfast place. Like we were gonna have like a fun like day together. We go to breakfast, whatever. We're just talking. I think it's going well. It's not even how you spell crumble.
Sorry.
What are you doing?
We were talking about the zoo.
Like actually.
I know, I'm so serious.
We do want to go to the zoo soon.
They're talking mad trash about
Okay, keep going.
So, Poster, we are leaving breakfast.
Brings you to Crumble.
No. Poster goes, I gotta go home, like my dad's supposed to cut my hair today. Like I can't like do crumble, we'll do it another time. So, 2 days later,
My dad needs to cut my hair.
my dad needs to cut my hair. This is literally
Can't
an
your
excuse.
dad cut your hair at any time?
Any time of day.
Nina's dad cannot.
He cannot cut my hair.
Alright, keep going.
Anyways,
Don't bring it up.
Nina's dad is dead.
Trigger warning.
Trigger warning. Well, that's not really.
It's a trigger warning for no one. It's
not
fine.
even you.
Not even me.
We don't know.
Okay, bye.
It can be sometimes, but we don't talk about it.
Next.
Yep, keep
Right.
going.
Right.
So he just literally, we're gonna have to cut off so much of this because you guys keep interrupting.
I ain't cut nothing.
This is you're getting the unedited.
Go.
Raw version of us. Anyways, so he completely just stops
2
talking
days
to me.
later. This is 2 days
2 days later, like, he just stops talking to me. We have Spanish together next year, and he acts like he has no idea who I am. Like, literally,
Wait, what?
does not
You
text me
never-
ever again. He doesn't text me ever again. Like, literally, like, I have no idea.
Damn, she must have stank that bad.
I must have been so smelly.
We have a joke that Nina stinks.
Nina does
Nina
stink.
is stink, actually.
Nina is stink.
But then everyone from our sorority kind of like caught onto it and like started saying it.
Kind of being like mean about it, and I was like, "Yo, it's not funny when you're not close with me." Like,
Yeah.
I smell, but like it's in a good way.
Yep.
I'm smelly in a good way.
She's a
In a
stink.
good way.
She's smelly. Other past relationships.
None.
Current.
Let's
go to.
All right, so we're fast forwarding
to Greg.
to. This is Nina's freshman year. beginning August is when
Yeah.
it really starts to get good.
Get good.
This is when it really
Greg,
starts.
and we have Richard.
I don't want to talk about Richard.
Richard is just a toxic boy that she should not be hooking up with, but still does.
Yep.
And if you're seeing this, F you, Richard.
F you, Richard.
Literally.
I will slap you in the face, boy.
You already did.
I'll do it again.
Anyways, I don't want to talk about Richard because
Okay, well, I already talked about it for you.
I don't wanna
Keep
talk about
going.
Boom, done. Gregory.
Greg Mazzezzanine.
Greg. It just echoed. So basically, Greg added me on Snapchat the first week of school. I think it was because I have a group chat with most of the girls in my entire dorm, and he was friends from home with some other girls from my dorm, and so I think when he broke up with his girlfriend of 3 years, which I should have figured it out the first week of school, obviously broke up. There was probably a reason because he wanted to go through a little bit.
Boom, boom, boom.
He wanted to go through a phase.
He said boom, boom on him.
He said he wanted to go through a phase in college. He wanted to have the full college experience. So I meet him outside of an apartment complex where Bella lives. And I was like, wait, that could look so familiar. I think I Snapchat him.
And we had a party at yours, right?
Oh, yeah.
It was after our
I
function.
was the
Yeah.
reason they met.
Yeah.
I was
Okay, to be
literally
fair,
reason.
the first time I ever met him, I thought he was another guy that Nina was trying to hook up with named
Chandler.
Chandler.
Yeah.
But I wasn't trying to
I
hook
was
up
gonna
with
say
Chandler.
named Corey or Cameron.
I wasn't trying to hook up with Chandler because.
Yeah. But Chandler was cute.
Was Chandler
Chandler was like a 10
The
and Greg
random?
is like a 2.
Okay, keep going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so lost. I don't know who
It
Chandler
doesn't
is.
matter.
Oh! Yeah. Whatever. So I meet him outside of Park Place, and I'm like,
Yo, you just disclosed my living. I'm kidding.
can I not say that?
Yeah,
No,
you
it's
can.
fine.
Well,
Bro,
okay.
I said my high school. I said
Outside
like
of PP,
hometown.
and I'm like, oh my god, hi, because I don't know why. I just saw him, and I ran up and gave him a hug. I don't know why. I was just I was like, oh my gosh,
I
good to
do
see
know
you.
why.
Because we had been actually talking over Snapchat. Neither of us were gonna act on the situation, but for some reason, because we saw each other, we did.
Is this
So-
when I went to it with Plate?
Yes.
Dude, Plate was a major throwback.
Mm-hmm.
Throwback. So then we invite him over to our thing that we're having at Bella's.
Yeah, somehow it got very out of control.
Very.
There ended up being 60 people in my apartment.
Apartment.
It was weird.
My apartment.
And so they brought it down the hall to the other people's room that Greg's
Yeah.
friends with,
I was pissed.
and then brought it back, and we just we just decided to hook up that night. So then we just
It's gonna take me hours. to
start texting and Snapchatting a lot more. Bella cooks us all breakfast.
That was some
That was some
nice-
good
I missed
breakfast.
that.
Can you do that again?
Yeah.
Let's go. Bella cooks us breakfast the next day, whatever. So the next couple of days, he comes over almost every single night. I'd stay for about 3 weeks straight. He comes over just to hang out, get to know my roommates. Are you stuck?
No, can I have the red blanket?
He comes, he hangs out, he gets to know my roommates. He starts tutoring my roommate in math. So he comes over there were multiple times where he would come over at 11 a.m. once his class finished, and he wouldn't leave until 2 a.m. just because we were just hanging out with me and my roommates. Things were getting
Sunset story.
very serious. That was
The sunrise
after things went down. So on one of the Halloween nights, it was the night of the mixer.
You guys talked until Halloween?
We talked from September, beginning of September until Halloween.
Bruh.
I thought things were getting very, very serious. The way that he
Yeah, Nina
treated
was
me,
in love with this kid.
because he made me feel the way, that he felt the same way. And that's the big issue, is that he knew he was leading me on.
Mm-hmm.
but then he would just say that he wanted to continue the college experience and it wasn't what it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
So this girl in our sorority comes up to me at like this thing we're having before that, like our mixer on Halloween, like 2 days before Halloween or something.
Mm-hmm.
And is like, hey, I'm not like trying to get involved in anything, but that guy that I've seen you talking to, like, because we used to like go to like Russell together, like we used to like walk around campus together, be seen like by a lot of people.
That could never be me.
Well, I thought things were gonna be something.
Well.
Like she was like, he was in my room the other week when you were gone out of town, and I saw him walking out of my roommate's room, and I burst out into tears, have a really rough night, and I was.
Oh, yo, that was
I remember that.
Steelers,
I was
right?
like, I was not in.
Oh no,
I
that
was not present, and I turned around and you're like bawling your
Yeah.
eyes out.
Yeah, and
I was like,
Elizabeth
oh,
is
crap.
trying to
That
like.
was when Elizabeth came. Yeah.
Yeah, because she was the Cosmo de my Wanda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like she's trying to cheer me up, and I'm like texting him, and I'm like, "Hey, LOL. So what did you do last weekend while I was gone?" And I kind of call him out, and he says things like, "Nina, you're so hot. You can get with anyone you want to. Don't let this ruin your night. Like enjoy yourself tonight. Like don't let this ruin you. You can get with any guy you want."
What? He's like trying to like be like, oh, I got with someone. You can get with someone. Like,
Let's just make this even.
yeah. Like, no.
And I was like, fine, maybe I will. Like, it was so weird.
Did you
so
go
then,
home with anyone that night?
no,
I thought you did.
I
No,
don't remember that.
not that night.
That was at Jake's, right?
I literally do not remember because I was crying so hard.
I think we went to TLC after.
Maybe you did, but
Jake's? Yeah.
that was when we had our mixer at Jake's.
Well, if I was with Drew, I did not go to TLC after.
Squid.
Squids.
No, that was like. Oh, I don't know.
There were so many different.
Yeah.
Halloween week is.
Halloween is a blur.
Can we be?
In
Can
every
H be for
reason.
Halloween?
Can what?
H be for Halloween.
H, like on your podcast.
H.
H
Why is it taking you so long to figure this out?
Oh.
H on the podcast. Halloween.
Oh. Yeah, but then I would get demonetized.
Okay. Anyways, so he's like, you can get with anyone you want, and I have a really bad night, and I'm like, I'm not in the right mindset right now. Let's talk tomorrow, like in person. Like, let's just have a talk. And at this point, he's already my set date for formal, and the date change form was already due. So I was like, well, we're gonna have to talk about this. So
me and Bella ended up not going because we didn't want to see him.
yeah, because
That's
he's
right.
a terrible person.
Mm-hmm.
So I see him the next day. We talk it through, and he's like, "Hey, let's just like, let's stop seeing each other for a week, and then we'll just kind of slowly move back into things like as friends. Like we can hang out like with your roommates. Like I can do Lily's homework whenever. Like I don't want to make this like a weird thing. Like let's just take like a week off so we can like just kind of not spend every single moment together like we were."
Yeah.
That night, after we had that conversation, I see on his friend's stories him laying in his bed with another girl sleeping.
Bruh. When was sunrise night?
Yeah.
So that was the night after formal.
Oh, okay.
We hang out like after formal, then we're like in like the formal was the first time we saw each other after everything happened. So it was like a week and a half after.
Keep in mind, this dude is ugly as mess. I saw him today and literally was like,
I have a type.
He wears the same sweatshirt every day.
I have a type. Anyways,
Keep going. Sunrise.
okay, so he goes to my formal, whatever. We are kind of like talking again a little bit, but I'm like very wary of the situation. I'm like, this isn't gonna end well. Like I don't want to like fall again, like whatever. So he like calls me at 3 a.m. No, is this the night that he showed up in my? Yes. So I went to bed early that night. It was like a
You
random
lock your doors
Sunday.
at night?
No,
Can I say that on the pod? We do not lock our front door because I don't carry my key with me, and none of my roommates do. We don't carry our door key.
So if you want to go into her room, she lives in.
Oh, beep beep. So I wake up to someone like brushing my arm, being like, "Are you awake, Nina?" And I'm like, "What? Like, hello, sir? Like, what's up?" So he shows up in my place and he's like, "I don't want to do anything. I'm just too lazy to go back to my own room. Can I lay here for a little bit? Like, my heart is racing." He has really bad heart problems, so I was letting him do, because he was his heart was racing. He couldn't. You're not hidden. You are not hidden at all. I'm sorry. So he's like,
I'm
just
really
true.
She drank from the jug.
He's like, "I'm just gonna take a nap and then I'll go home." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine. Whatever." It's 3 a.m. I can tell that he's not in the right mindset. You know what I mean? And so I was like, "Whatever. Just lay down, go to bed. I don't care." And then he doesn't actually go to bed. We hook up, and then we talk to the point where it's literally 6 a.m. and we're like, what's going on? Why is it so early? I can literally, it's getting bright outside. And he looks at me and he goes, "You want to go watch the sunrise?"
Oh,
This was after everything happened.
red flag.
Yep. And then we stopped talking for a little while. One of his friends passed away, so obviously there's a reason why he didn't come over for a while. And then I didn't see him for 2 weeks after that. Thanksgiving comes around, we lose our 2-month mutual best friend. He has another girl, which was not the same girl from Halloween. And then we say goodbye at Christmas break, and I haven't seen him since.
All right. Now, Belly, do you want to go or me?
You can go.
Yeah.
My head's not really in the game.
Get your head in the game. Gotta get your
Okay.
head in the game. Oh my God, it's gonna be so long.
I know.
It's gonna be 2
2
hours. Can you do 2 parts, maybe?
At least one on Sunday, one on Wednesday.
Or I'll just upload the. No, I'll just do it all together because I don't really care.
Okay,
Let's go.
Okay, so I've talked about my exes with my ex on here. I talked to so many guys, genuinely, that I forget some guys that I have crushes on or that I talk to. Because I'm trying to think, and senior year alone, I talked to, hooked up, or liked probably 15 to 20 guys. But then second semester I settled down, obviously, and I started dating Freddie. Not dating, talking with Freddie, but basically dating without the label. We talked about it, I don't know, weird. But freshman year I didn't really talk to anyone that I remember. Oh no, I did. I talked with Nick.
Nicholas?
Yeah, I talked with Nick, and then I started becoming friends with all of his lacrosse friends, and then I literally almost started dating a senior when I was a freshman, and his name is Domino's.
Dominoes.
But he we didn't end up dating because I get freaked out with commitment. It's just I get so scared and I just run away from it. And so we didn't end up dating. I just kind of ghosted him. Whatever. He doesn't really do anything with his life right now. So kind of glad I made that decision. Then sophomore year, Nick and Perrin. And I hooked up with a few people, but it was never serious relationships. Theirs were both pretty serious relationships. And then junior year, god. Junior year was like bad because I just like went off the deep end and I just was doing whatever with whoever. I honestly don't think I liked anyone or talked with anyone junior year. And then obviously senior year, like settled down a little bit. I like this one guy named Bartholomew. That took me so long. And then I like this one guy named J name because J names are just terrible, so he just gets J.
J.
J's mom. And then a guy named H.
Stop.
I'm like recapping like senior year and junior year. I don't know. I liked guys that were a grade below me for some reason because I was hooking up with guys in my grade, but I was like, I feel like I'm gonna find the one in the grade below me because they like are gonna be, I don't know, like I just like would be like more in control. I'm a cougar.
She's a cougar.
I'm a cougar. Yeah, those are like pretty much our relationships, and I like already have talked about most of them on the pod. So.
Okay, my past relationships. I don't know. It's been a while. I've been in the same relationship. This is a good thing, guys. I'm not unhappy.
Oh, good.
I've been dating.
Drew
and I have been dating for over 2.5 years. Our 3-year anniversary is August 1st. And yeah, but it's been really good. I guess like trying to think about what happened before Drew is kind of a struggle because it was so long ago. But I think like the few like most memorable people I know who they would be. So my freshman year, or no, it was after my freshman year, and I already talked about how I was the youngest. I was 14 the summer after before.
Freshman 15.
Yeah, look at all of us. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
My freshman year of high school, afterwards, so the summer before sophomore year, I was 14. And the girl that I was best friends with, like I said, like to hang out with older guys, and all the people that we were friends with, I just had a really bad experience with one boy he was 18 when I was 14. And no, I didn't, like, we didn't, like, have sex or anything. It was just, like,
It's still weird.
It's still weird, and it was also something that I didn't want, and I felt very forced into doing it because this girl that I was friends with was hooking up with his best friend. Mm-hmm. So while they would be off doing their thing, like, she'd leave me with him, and I was like, I don't want to be here. Like, I don't want to be doing this. And I had a really bad experience one night. Yeah, it was bad. It was just, like, something that I did not want. It wasn't, like, rape or anything, but I would say that it was, like, something that I learned from and I never will let happen again. Okay, yeah. And then fast forward, so I'm trying to think. My sophomore year was kind of just, like, a spiral of a different person every 2 weeks. I was kind of mean. I was really mean. I was, like, really mean. Like, I, like, remember one time, like, I had a thing with my friend, and, like, I took him to homecoming and stuff, and then I just, like, for some reason thought it'd be cool to, like, start talking to his best friend, even though I hadn't really, like, been like, yeah, no, like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. And so I just started talking to his best friend in front of him. And, yeah, that was kind of messed up. That was my sophomore year. And then the November of my sophomore year, also I want to preface that I dated one person over the summer in that time of many. So embarrassing. I dated one person, I'm, like, not 100% sure his name. We'll call him,
I don't remember his name.
Cameron. We'll call him Cameron. I'm like 90% sure that he cheated on me, and if he didn't, then he started hooking up with her right after he broke up with me.
So he probably was talking to her.
Correct. Yeah.
Which
I
is
don't.
still like emotionally cheating.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I remember like right after he broke up with me, like he didn't really give me a reason. You know when guys will like, what? Oh, you know when guys will like break up with you, but they won't like they'll like kind of gaslight you and be like, yeah, it's just like, I don't know, it's just not working out. And then they'll also say like, it's me, not you, I'm not ready. And I'm also guilty of doing this. Like I feel like I really have said that before to like multiple people. Like, I'm just not ready. No, they're ready. They just don't want to be with you anymore.
Or if they have commitment, like I have commitment issues, and it's like I want to be ready, but I am not mentally ready.
Yeah, but you wouldn't start dating them. Like we had already been dating, and then you're like, sorry, I'm not ready for this.
Yeah.
Like it's anyway.
Why did we start dating then?
Mm-hmm. So my next boyfriend was a very prevalent person in my life. He was like the first like almost that like serious relationship, and
Zoom in so I can see
zoom into what?
your laptop.
Sorry guys. Yeah, we'll call him Hayden. Hayden was very toxic, made me do a lot of things that I didn't want to do, and I like didn't realize it until like obviously after, but the way that everything ended was like things were good, and then 2 hours like like the time frame is so messed up. Like we had been together I think for like a few months I think, and then I was like after school one day, everything was fine, we had a normal day, and then like an hour like he stops responding for an hour, and then he texts me and he's like, I don't think this is working out. Like I swear to God, it was like at 12 o'clock, it was, I love you, like I miss you so much. And then it was 1:30 and he was telling me that it wasn't working out. Yeah, I mean, I had never experienced anything like that before. It was almost like karma for everything I had done before. But nobody deserves to be put through that though.
No.
I will say that, because that was like, because you don't, like, there was no closure.
Yeah.
Like, he never told me why. I probably still, this is, like, really unhealthy of me, but I still have, like, the texts. Like, I could literally search it up and be, like, find, like, exactly what he said to me.
Boom.
Yeah, and just be like, but, no, it was just, yeah, it was a mess. And then I was a mess, because I was like, well, why? Like, he was just like, I don't know, I just, like, it's not working. I haven't seen him since. It's been years. I mean,
Have you like looked him up on Instagram or anything?
not really. I have no need to. I ended up knowing I think they're still, I don't know if they're still dating, but I follow his now like current girlfriend or whoever it just was. And I didn't realize it, and then she started like posting with him, and I was like, this is so weird.
How long did you guys date for?
3.5 months, like not long. It was, but that was like, at that point in my life, that was the longest relationship like that, where like we had like been together, and like that was it was just, yeah. I had no clue what happened. He never explained to me why. Like all of his answers were crap.
Yeah.
Like they were just like excuses, not really reasons. And then he like checked in on me the next day and was like, here. And the worst part was that he like didn't do it to my face. Like you spend like that much time with someone and you don't even have like the decency to like say it to them. Like never break up with your significant other over text or even through the phone. Like he wouldn't. I called him like 3 times and he declined every single one of my calls.
It's
And I have,
so immature.
yes, and I still to this day have no clue what happened. I don't know if he was like going to hook up with somebody else, like what, but yeah, I don't know what. I still do not know. Obviously, I'm over it now. Like I really couldn't care less. But when I think about it, like, and I don't, like, I'm just thinking about it right now, like, what happened? Like, I have no clue. And those were the 2 like times that like I was broken up with. You know, like, and I don't know, I guess I just wasn't ready for a relationship at that point in my life. and I learned that the hard way. But yeah, it was really bad, and I like forever to this day just don't know. But those are the 3 significant times that I like remembered a guy. But there are obviously everybody in between. Like, there were people that I really liked. There were people that I like that liked me more than I liked them. Like, I had like tens of different experiences. But now that I've been, I mean, like, we've been dating like for like so like such a vital part of my life. Like, because you see a lot of people go through their relationships like when they get into college and like at the end of their like high school career and like stuff like that. And I think everything changes and hookup culture changes a lot once you get into college. And like I haven't really like experienced any of that just because like I have been in a relationship and like I'm completely content and happy with that. And
But also same. Like, I don't have a relationship, but like I choose not to.
yeah.
Like last semester.
No, yeah.
I was like choosing not to because I had already gone through it in
Yeah.
high school too.
Yeah, I feel like also the pressure that is on people for that college hookup culture is very toxic.
It's ridiculous because now that I've like gone through it and I'm
Mhm.
very much not a victim of it, but like I very much fell for like college experience, like go hook up with people.
Yeah.
Second semester, I like had a complete turnaround in the sense that like I thought it was like normal to just like go out with like so many guys, like whatever. And now like I have like no desire to like seek out new guys every week and all that. Like it's ridiculous like how hookup culture just like rules college.
Yeah.
But, like,
Which I'm getting into. I'm getting into that
Yeah.
in an episode. I just don't know which one.
yeah.
It's very just, it's like, there's a lot of pressure on people to like be hooking up with people. It's stupid.
And it's
And
hard
you
because
do not-
South Carolina is like top 3 horniest schools in the nation. like
That's
literally
true.
like on like a scientific thing.
Yes, that's true. It's also, yeah, but I mean, though, like, because I've met people that are like avid, like, why are you still in a relationship?
Mm-hmm.
And like people that will cross lines like you've never seen before.
Mm.
Like one of our friends has a
Nicholas.
boyfriend.
Oh.
No. I'm talking about, you'll see. And like her boyfriend, like, obviously, like,
He's an attractive
he's an
guy.
attractive person, and like everybody acknowledges that. But there will be girls that have no boundaries and will say like,
Will like knowing
knowing he
that
has a girlfriend,
He has a girlfriend.
will still be like, oh, like I still want to get with him, even though like
They will blatantly say like, I don't care about her. I'm still gonna try.
yes, and like you see that because like there's
That's
just-
ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's messed up. There are like messed up girls here, and guys that will cross way too many boundaries, even knowing that you have a boyfriend. Like,
And then there's guys that are like toxic AF with their girlfriends.
oh yeah, like that.
You
You
like you and Drew are like a very like healthy couple.
Yeah, for
and,
sure.
Like, you guys like let each other be able to go out and like,
Yep.
still have fun and like.
but we
and-
also we
like,
will
you guys
trust each
respect
other.
Yeah, it was a big jump. I think that's also something that I would talk about that's really important. Is it is a big change going from a high school relationship to a college relationship with the same person.
Yeah.
And I told him, like, before we ever came to school, he goes to school here with me, and before we ever came here, we were talking about it, and I was like, we are either going to grow together or grow separately, and that's okay. Like, I think that college, you change a lot. Like, I've already changed in the past year. Not even semester and a half. I've already like can see myself becoming and it's always good. It's like good growth, obviously, but I can already see myself changing. And we've had to work through like all of the different obstacles that have come our way, like him joining a fraternity and the time consumption from that pulled away from our relationship, and we had to really work through that. Like it was hard because we were so used to it, but now we get like we really had to make time, like special time for each other, because then in college you're used to like seeing your significant other all the time, seeing that person, so then you don't separate like going out and like going on dates and spending quality time together, rather than just like
Studying in a
being
library
together.
trip.
Yeah.
Just like being together, being at home together, just like that is not like we have really had to separate being together and like spending time together.
Yeah.
Because you can see them every day and you can feel like you haven't talked to them in a week. And that's what happened a lot last semester between us. But we worked through it, and I think that's like the best part is like the whole almost 3 years that we've been together, it's like always been about communication. And it's either it works or it doesn't. It's not, I mean, like we've accepted that like things might happen, and there's a lot of different situations that you'll face in college, and you'll be like, holy crap, like this is kind of scaring me, like what if it doesn't work out, like stuff like that. But like if you work through it and if it's the right person, like for the time being, like
Yeah.
and so far it's been good. So her.
Okay, so holy crap, this is such a long.
It's been so long. This is so long.
We said no later than 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh my god,
So,
we've been recording
what
this.
time is it?
It's 11:11.
No way.
I swear to God.
That's why I was yawning. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
So, now that we've talked through everything, blast from the past,
If you made it this far,
holy crap.
Wow, I love
like
you.
thank you.
Yeah. So basically we're just gonna recap and then close it out.
Yep.
So, recapping, Bella has a perfect relationship and we hate her on Valentine's Day.
On Valentine's Day, we were just sitting
Oh,
in my
yeah.
room.
Literally, we were
No
like,
kidding.
rude. No.
Had to go to the library alone.
Basically,
And see,
we are, I don't know, I'm like, it's crazy seeing all of our different paths and like where we all came from, and then still being able to like be here and like be best friends.
Yeah, and I also think it's crazy how close we got so
Yeah.
fast. Because
That's
like,
a big thing in college
Yeah.
that you're gonna figure out, because you are always with people.
oh yeah, you spend every single
every single time.
single day with your friends because it's college is
you
like,
know
you can do what
everything
you want.
going on.
And if
Yeah.
you don't, like, it becomes sad. Like,
Yes.
And you will get a few days where, like, I had seasonal depression last semester where I was like, bro, I need to just be on my own.
Yeah.
And that was worsening my mental health.
Mhm.
And so, like, being around people that love you and, like, support you and, like, are always going to be there and, like, they give you words of affirmation that you really need.
Yeah.
Like, that is when it, like, is good.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, it's like really weird when you think about it because like 5 months ago we were strangers,
Didn't know.
complete, and now I think I know them better than they know themselves.
Yeah.
So,
Scary.
yeah.
like, I've spent both of their birthdays together, and they're about to spend my birthday together. And, like, I'm not even going to be with, like, Lily and Hannah on my birthday,
Yeah.
which is, like, so weird.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to be with my own family on my
No, that was
birthday.
a very weird experience, I can tell you. Like, literally, like, a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago when I had mine, I was just like, this is so weird. Like,
Yeah.
I'm spending a birthday with people that are, like, celebrating it and loving me so much that, like, and 2 years ago when I was in, like, a rut, like, I did not think
Yeah.
I would ever have people who, like, truly wanted to celebrate. That's another thing.
Yeah.
You just have to, like, college just, like, really just shows that, like,
Yeah.
you will find your
Yeah.
best friends.
And it's, like, okay, when we were, like, going through recruitment, they're like, you're going to meet your bridesmaids, you're going to meet your best friends. It's
And
like,
I'm like, ew.
literally, like,
No,
yeah.
I'm not.
But it's like, I knew going into college, I was like, I'm literally about to find the people that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with.
Yeah.
And I've, like, done that, and it's like, I feel like even, like we bicker a little bit, and, like,
Yeah.
there's always, like, something that comes up when you spend so much time with someone, but it's like, we spend so much time with each other that it's become family at this
Yeah.
point. Like, it's not even just, like, oh my god, like, we're gonna get in, like, a little fight, and that's gonna be the end of our relationship,
Mhm.
which is, like, why I think talking about this topic was, like, really good.
It's
because-
important. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just the whole reality of it changes, especially when you come here,
Mhm.
because like it's all up to you. Like you decide
Yep.
when you want to see them, if you see them,
Yep.
if you're friends with them. Like you're an adult now.
Like, you
Yeah.
don't have to, like, be stuck with the same,
Yeah.
like, high school friend
Correct.
if you don't want to. There's so many
Yeah.
people
Correct.
that you don't need to spend your time with people that you don't want to spend your time with.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's, like, even, like, your close friends, like, we bully Nina all the time, and, like, it's, like, a funny, like, you're always gonna...
I am so, like, susceptible
Yeah.
to it, and it's like my favorite part.
Like,
Yeah.
everyone gives, like, jokes about, and it's, like, in high school sometimes you take it more literally, but in college it's, like, they do know me, like, they know what to joke about, and they know when to take things seriously, which is...
Right. Yeah.
College is pretty cool.
College is pretty cool.
Okay, well, on that note, thank you guys for being on the pod.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Yeah,
We'll be back.
They'll be back a little bit later on in the season. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything, if you're a Spotify listener or if you're on YouTube, give it a like and a comment.
Like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Yeah, and
You
like
just ruined the whole video.
This is my 5th time dabbing.
Yeah. Oh my god, is that actually?
Yeah, dab count. Can we do a dab count in the corner? It's like,
Yes.
ding.
Boom. Number 6.
Don't
Okay.
do it.
Well, that is the end of this episode. I love you guys for listening. Thanks. Love you. And goodbye, my beautiful people. See you on the next episode, which is C Church.
Bye, guys.
Bye.